Hello and welcome. So today we're going to look at changing the subject in National 5 Maths. So that's rearranging formula. Okay, so again, try these examples and then watch me work through them. So we're going to do every single example you see. I want you to rearrange the formula to x, so x being the subject. So if we've got this here, so this is 3x minus y divided by z is equal to 5. So we want to rearrange for x. Okay, so we want to get rid of everything else on this side except for x. So how are we going to get rid of the z first? Okay, so if we times by z, because z's been divided here, if we times by z, and we could say z over 1, that can cancel. You've also got to times by z on this side. So that gives you 3x minus y is equal to 5z. Okay, so now we've got 3x minus y. How do we get rid of the y? If we plus y on this side, it cancels the y, but we've also got to plus y on this side. Okay, so now we've got 3x is equal to 5z plus y. Okay, so all we do now is we divide by 3. We divide this by 3, so that cancels there. So we can say x is equal to 5z plus y divided by 3. Okay, so here's an example here. So again, rearrange for x. So we've got 10x plus 3 divided by r is equal to 10. Okay, so 10x plus 3 divided by r is equal to 10. So we've got to rearrange for x. So again, it's divided by r. So if we multiply by r, they can cancel. And that gives us 10x plus 3 is equal to, we've got to multiply by r on this side, is equal to 10r. So that's 10x plus 3 is equal to 10r. So if we minus 3 here, they cancel the plus 3, we've got to minus 3 on this side. So whatever you do to one side, you've got to do to the other. And that gives us 10x is equal to 10r minus 3. Okay, so we've got 10x, we want x, so if we divide by 10, cancels, we've also got to divide by 10 on this side. So x is equal to 10r minus 3 divided by 10. Okay, so we've got, again, we want x, so we've got 10x squared plus 3 divided by r is equal to 10. Okay, so we've got an x squared term here, so this is slightly more trickier, but not too bad. So again, divided by r, so if we multiply by r, just cancels, which times by r on this side, so that gives us 10x squared plus 3 is equal to 10r. We minus 3 on this side. To get rid of the 3, we've got to minus 3 on this side. So that gives us now 10x squared is equal to 10r minus 3. So we want to get rid of the 10 first to get us x squared. So if we divide by 10, that gets rid of the 10. We divide by 10 on this side. So that means x squared is equal to 10r minus 3 divided by 10. We want x, not x squared. So if we take the square root of this side, that cancels the square. We've also got to take the square root of this side. So that means x is equal to the square root of everything here. So the square root of 10r minus 3 divided by 10. Okay, so we want x again. So we could maybe, so it's 5y squared minus 2x is equal to 20. So we want all the x's, we want the x terms on one side. So let's move this to negative 2x over this side. So that gives us 5y squared is equal to 20 plus 2x. And then let's get rid of the 20 on this side. So we minus 20 and we minus 20 this side. So that gives us 2x is then equal to 5y squared minus 20. 5y squared minus 20. So that's 2x. So we want x, so we divide by 2. So x is then equal, we divide by 2 on this side, is 5y squared minus 20 divided by 2. Okay, so we want x again. So we've got 2x squared plus a is equal to b. So we want to get rid of everything else but the x term, so we minus a to get rid of the a, because it's a positive a, so positive and minus just cancel each other out. We've got to minus a on this side. So that gives us 2x squared is equal to b minus a. We want to get rid of the 2. We've got to divide by 2 on this side. So to get rid of that, we've got to divide. So then that gives us x squared is equal to b minus a divided by 2. So that's x squared. So like the last video, if we take the square root of this, it'll cancel the square, but we've also got to take the square root of this. So that means x is then equal to the square root b minus a divided by 2. Okay, so we're wanting x again. This is minus x squared, so let's move the minus x squared over this side. So that gives us a is equal to b plus x squared. So let's get rid of the b. It's just to make the x squared positive. So if we minus b, it gets rid of the positive b, but we've also got to minus b on this side. So x squared is equal to a minus b. Again, to get rid of the square, we take the square root. They cancel. We've also got to take the square root of this, a minus b. So x is equal to the square root of a minus b. Okay, so we've got a plus bx squared is equal to c, so we want x again. So let's a plus bx squared is equal to c. So let's get rid of the a, minus a. So that's positive a minus a, they cancel each other out. So we minus a on this side. So that gives us bx squared is equal to c minus a. So let's get rid of b, divide by b, because it's multiplying the x squared. So we divide by b on this side. So x squared is equal to c minus a divided by b. So to get rid of the square, we take the square root, cancel, and we take the square root of this. So x is now equal to the square root of c minus a divided by b. Okay, so now we've got a square root here, okay? So what we can do here is, if we've got the square root, we're looking for x, remember. We've got the square root of x plus 3. We want to get rid of that square root. So if we square all of this, it'll cancel the root and the square. But we've also got to square this side. So then that leaves us with x plus 3 is equal to a squared. So we want x, so we just minus 3. That cancels. We minus 3 this side. So that gives us x is equal to a squared minus 3. Okay, so we've got this reads as being the square root of x plus 2 divided by 5 is equal to a, and we want x. Okay, again, so what we do is we square everything here, and that gets rid of the root, but we've got to square this side. So that gives us x plus 2 divided by 5 is equal to 5a squared. Okay, So we've got x plus 2 divided by 5. We want the x, so we're going to multiply by 5 on this side. It's going to cancel, cancel, and we multiply by 5 on this side. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've already done it. So just ignore it. Multiply by 5 on this side to give us 5a squared. Okay. So that then gives us x plus 2 is equal to 5a squared. So we want x, so if we minus 2, gets rid of the 2, we minus 2 on this side, so x is equal to 5a squared minus 2. Okay, so this reads as being a quarter and then the square root of 2x minus b is equal to a. Okay, so how are we going to get rid of this fraction? This is a quarter, so if I times this by 4 over 1, like your fractions, that's going to get rid, it's going to get rid of that fraction, but I've also got to times this side by 4. So then that gives us the square root of 2x minus b is equal to 4a. So I now want to get rid of the square root. So if I get rid of the square root by squaring it, square, I've also got to square this. So 4 squared and a squared, that's actually 16a squared if you square all of that. So then that gives us 2x, 4a squared. That gives us 2x minus b, and all of this squared, 4 squared is 16 and a squared is squared. So how do we get x? So we plus b on this side, it cancels, and then we plus b on this side. So we're now left with 2x is equal to 16a squared plus b. And then we divide that by 2, which gives us x divided by 2. So x is then equal to 16a squared plus b divided by 2. Okay, so we've got a minus b is equal to ax. Okay, so this is quite tricky because there's two x's here. Then there's this ax term here. So we've got x minus b is equal to ax, and we want x as being the subject. So how are we going to do this? First of all, let's get all the x terms on one side. So if I bring the ax over this side and the b over that side, that's going to give me a minus ax is equal to b. So how am I going to solve for this? Because I've got two x's. So what I look for is a common factor. So a common factor in x and ax is x. And I take that out the bracket. And I say 1 minus a is equal to b. Okay, so see how I did that? I just took x is here and I've got ax here, so x is a common factor. Take it out the brackets. So then what I can do is I can now solve for x, because if I divide this by 1 minus a, that can cancel. I've also got to divide b by 1 minus a. Then that gives me x is being b divided by 1 minus a. Okay, so again, I've got this ax term and I've got the x term here. So let's get the x terms here on one side. So I've got x minus 4 is equal to ax plus b. So bring the ax over here and the minus 4 over this side. So that's going to be x minus ax is equal to b plus 4. So again, take the x out, and that gives me 1 minus a. If you're unsure about it, just multiply it back out, because x times 1 is 1, and x times minus a is minus ax. So then I just divide by 1 minus a, cancels, and then I've got b plus 4, and I've got to divide that by 1 minus a. So I can then say x is equal to b plus 4 divided by 1 minus a. Okay, so we've got x plus 4 is equal to a, and then 3 plus x, so a brackets 3 plus x. But let's multiply out the brackets first, so that's going to be 3a plus ax, and then I've got x plus 4 on this side. But let's get all the x terms, so there they are there, here's an x term here and an x term, and let's get the 4 over that side. So the 4 over this side, let's get the ax over this side. So that'll be x minus ax is equal to 3a, and this plus 4 will become a minus 4. Okay, so again, I need to factorize this. So if I take the x out, it's going to be 1 minus a is equal to 3a minus 4. So if I divide by 1 minus a, cancels, cancels, I've got to divide by 1 minus a here. So then that means x is equal to 3a minus 4 divided by 1 minus a. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. So we've got two brackets here. So y and then x minus 1 is equal to 3 and then 2 minus x. So that gives us yx minus y when we multiply this out. So y times x gives you yx. Y times minus 1 gives you minus y is equal to 3 times 2, which is 6. 3 times the minus x, which is minus 3x. But again, let's get the x terms because I'm wanting to rearrange this for x. Okay, so let's get the minus y over this side, and let's get this minus 3x over this side. So that becomes yx plus 3x is equal to 6 plus y. Okay, so we've got x here and x here, so we can take x out as being a common factor, and that'll be y plus 3 is equal to 6 plus y. So we can divide by y plus 3, and we divide by y plus 3 in this side, because y plus 3 gets rid of it, and then you're just left with x. Then we can say x is equal to 6 plus y divided by y plus 3. Okay, so this one's quite tricky. So this reads as being the square root of x plus a divided by x minus a is equal to 2. So we want to have x as being the subject. So again, let's square this side to get rid of the square. Okay, so that will give us, and we've also got to square this side, so that will give us x plus a divided by x minus a is equal to 4. Okay, so now we want to get rid of this fraction. So how do we get rid of the fraction? On the bottom here, we've got x minus a. Now this can come up here and multiply this, which is essentially the same as saying, okay, so let's multiply this side by x minus a, and that'll cancel that. We've also got to times this side by x minus a. Okay, so then that will give us x plus a is equal to 4x minus 4a. So again, we've got two x terms. Okay, and we've got a terms as well, but we're wanting x. Okay, so we can move 4x over this side and move the a over this side. Okay, so that leaves us with that would be minus 4x, so it's going to be x minus 4x. It's going to be minus 3x is equal to, bring this over, that'll become minus a. It's going to be minus 5a. Okay, so we can make them positive. We can just say like 3x is the same as positive 5a. So we divide by 3 to get x, we divide by 3 on this side. So x is equal to 5a divided by 3. Okay, so some of them are quite difficult. So try, again, let's have a look at, just try some of these as extra ones. So rearrange all of these for x. Okay, so let's have a look at these. So f squared minus x divided by 10a is equal to 15. Y squared plus 4y divided by x minus 2 is equal to 5. X squared plus 3 divided by 3a is equal to y. And the square root of 3x plus 2 is equal to 5. So rearrange all of these examples for x like we've been doing. Okay, so I hope you found that useful.